So unless you've been living under a rock this past month, you've probably seen Deadpool and Wolverine, a movie that at first glance could very well be considered an X-Men fan's dream, hell, a comic book fan's dream. Seeing Deadpool fighting alongside Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, something we have been waiting almost 10 years to see, just felt so great to see, bro. The movie promised to be a crowd-pleasing, massive crossover event that would finally bring two of the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse's most iconic characters together on the big screen. And it hits hard every fucking time.
Let's fucking go.
Let's not lie to ourselves and act like these past 2 years have been kind of rough for Marvel, for superhero movies as a whole. And Fox has had quite a rocky history for their movies of incredible highs and just terrible lows. Like, I don't need to remind you guys of X-Men Dark Phoenix. And that's where Ryan Reynolds steps back in to show the entire industry how to revive the comic book movie genre. This movie was a huge success. I mean, I know it, you know it. Kevin Feige is jumping for joy because he knows he finally got the results he's been waiting for. But Kevin and the Disney executives got those results because they made the move that the studio has been needing to make. Creative freedom. If you were to ask me what my favorite thing about this movie was, it would have to be the passion that was put into this movie that was needed to make such a project turn out the way that it did. Ryan Reynolds, Sean Levy, Hugh Jackman, everyone delivered from the writer's room to execution and performance. And that's what happens when you take a team of incredibly talented people whose goal it is to truly deliver to the audience and you let them do it. And this is not the first time we've seen something like this from Ryan Reynolds either.
My dream would be to do an absolutely 100% faithful Deadpool adaptation straight out of the comic books, breaking the fourth wall, pop culture references, the whole 9 yards, knows he's in a movie, knows he's in a comic book. Right. You know, that kind of vibe, that would be a dream come true for me.
That man literally has the magic touch. I mean, we can go back to almost 10 years ago when Ryan Reynolds took a pay cut to create his passion project, the first Deadpool movie, a movie that had to literally fight for its existence and just thank God managed to win and give us the movie and the next two installments that follow after. With Deadpool and Wolverine, Ryan and the rest of the team managed to craft a really good story about second chances and how to learn from the mistakes of our past. It's as the old man once said,
just because someone stumbles and loses their way doesn't mean they're lost forever.
And you feel it, man. You really do. Almost as if the magic that Disney had recently just failed to ignite in us in recent movies started to actually spark again. You can't get new movies that are full of fresh and new ideas if your filmmakers aren't able to work with the freedom in order to take risks and push boundaries of what's possible for these characters. If you don't do that, you can't restore the genre and bring it what it once was. And Martin Scorsese was just right all along about these movies. And I don't know about you, but me personally, I want this genre to be back at the place it once was, where we can just tell Martin Scorsese over here to go. Does that make sense? Or am I just losing my mind? Any fucking who, when you take all of that and include that signature Deadpool brand of humor in this movie that covers the story, the catastrophes that we call Hollywood, and what may be going on in our lives that we have come to know and love. Look at the story, the casting choices, the jokes. It's so clear that Ryan Reynolds, Sean Levy, Hugh Jackman, they had control of everything. No studio executives looking over their shoulder. Kevin Feige didn't have the dot sight pointing towards Ryan Reynolds' face. It's just so clear, and you can see that the audience knows and feels this as well. This is why this movie feels so different from a lot of Marvel or even superhero movies that we've recently been getting. It's actually really funny when you think about the jokes made in this movie that Disney were actually okay with.
Yes, there's jokes in there that I personally cannot believe they let us.
And in fairness, because we were like the kind of good, good boy students turning in our script every once in a while, and every time we send a script, we were like kind of waiting and assuming that we were going to get in trouble.
It was a very scary. Yeah, it was odd.
And the pushback never came, and it became clear that on this movie, funny, wins.
I mean, listen to those jokes again. 99% of what was said, I didn't see coming. I know you didn't see coming. None of us saw that shit coming. On a side note, what was the joke that Disney told Ryan to cut from the script? I can't even tell you what kind of slur was made or what was said to disgrace the Disney name more than what was done with Thor Love and Thunder and She-Hulk. Okay, now as fun as it has been for me to yap about this for however long I have about the creative freedom that Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy got to work with on Deadpool and Wolverine, I have to make light on the dark truth that is straight up destroying these movies nowadays. Look at The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the 2016 Suicide Squad movie. Probably all of Zack Snyder's DC movies. Hell, we can go all the way back to 2007 with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. They all have one thing in common that led to the downfall of these movies. They were all destroyed by the executives' attempt to make a couple extra bucks. This is a problem that we see too often now. We see studios taking full control of the process, trying to make the perfect new blockbuster that will become the next Into the Spider-Verse, the next Endgame, the next No Way Home. In doing so, they completely question the very talented people put up to the task before they truly get that chance to shine, completely belittling the creative vision so we can get the next multiverse extravaganza that is just gonna lead to you and I wanting our money back. It's simple. The writers and directors need to get more freedom, trust, and respect if you truly want to get these kinds of results from your future movies, and maybe, just maybe, even the possibility of getting something more diverse or unique that can help us feel like how we once did from these previous movies. Look, different filmmakers bring different perspectives, and when they're allowed to fully express those perspectives, we get a richer, distinctive cinematic look. Because when you do have that, it's so evident in the final product. We get movies that feel authentic, passionate, and driven by a clear vision rather than an agenda-based checklist of what a superhero movie should be. I don't know about you, but to me, movies are a form of art, and art thrives on freedom, not restriction. When I say all of these things, I'm not just talking about making better movies. I'm talking about these studios being a place where innovation can actually thrive. The success of Deadpool and Wolverine isn't just a win for us. It's a powerful reminder for the entire industry. And well, what can I do? I'm just one man sitting in my room talking into a microphone. All I can do is hope that the success of Deadpool and Wolverine encourages studios to take this to heart. It's time to stop treating talented directors and writers like cogs in a machine and start treating them like the visionary artists they are. Because when we do that, when we truly empower creativity, that's how we'll see the superhero genre and cinema as a whole reach new heights. Deadpool and Wolverine is the blueprint of how studios need to go about the future of their movies if they truly want to save the future of comic book movies. Deadpool and Wolverine have shown the path forward. It's just all up to people like Bob Iger and Kevin Feige to actually follow it if they want to truly save the future of superhero cinema.